Good morning, my impatients. It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here. I am live and I'm ready to perform for all of you. I hope you, my impatients, will be at my beck and call this morning. I hope you will come filing in, and I hope you will start engaging with me. The real unfortunate and tragic thing is, most of the people who join my live streams join in the evening. And in the evening, I'm usually tired and ready for bed, and I'm not really at a high level for performance. But in the morning, nobody joins, and I'm ready to rock and roll. So it's a real catch-22. What do I sleep until noon and be energized in the evening? Or do I mean, they say the early bird catches the worm, you know. And, I've caught a lot of worms. I've certainly caught a lot of worms, that's for sure. I've certainly caught a lot of worms. So, let's get some people. I mean, we got somebody who liked me here. We got somebody who likes me. I mean, let's see if anybody's up and ready to engage with the master. Who's the master? I'm the master. Who's the master? I'm the master. The master of everything. The master of everything. Who's the master? I'm the master. Who's the master? I'm the master. We got Rusty, my buddy, in the house. How art thou, Rusty? How art thou? Yeah, Rust. Well, it seems like, obviously, in recent weeks, I've gotten a lot of nefarious cyberbullies in the house, so I'm going to be ban happy here. I'm going to be trigger happy. Anybody tries to fuck with me, I'm going to ban them, Rusty says, Owen. We're talking about, Rusty and I had a nice conversation about Owen Hart this morning. Oh, yeah. Yes, we did. And if any nefarious cyberbullies try to fuck with me today, you're getting banned. You're getting dropped from the rafters like Owen Hart. And the show must go on, just because you're dead. I mean, that's what we got to do. The show will roll right along. So he says, Poppy needs to come over again in his Owen Hart t-shirt. Yeah, I want Poppy to do Poppy and the Wildmans with me. I don't know what it will take to get him to do Poppy and the Wildmans again. But yeah, he's protesting. I think he said the reason was the spicy content. I think he said he didn't want to be affiliated with somebody who made spicy content. And that's the reason he doesn't appear in Poppy and the Wildmans anymore with me. And maybe it has to do with me being a jerk to him, too. I think he said his official reason, though, why he's stopping doing this, the Poppy and the Wildmans, is because of the OnlyFans and the spicy content. So, yeah, that's. I mean, if he refuses, you got to. You got to weigh the pros and cons here. There's pros and cons. On one hand, I can create spicy content, which is obviously a pro. On the other, the con to that is, Poppy doesn't want to make videos with me. On a pro, Poppy periodically making videos with me every few weeks or every few months. Okay, that's good. The con, I can't create spicy content. Splurge Lord says, you making spicy content is not a pro, Andrew. That's not a good thing. That's not a feather in your cap, so to speak. That's bad. It's like tattooing your face. No good can come from it. Well, I mean, if you say so. I know, one of my psychiatrists once said, anybody can do sensational nudity. Anybody can attract interest by whipping their clothes off and showing off the fruits of their body. It takes a lot more talent to attract interest from who you are as a person and from being, an interesting person in the real world. Hey, marijuana therapy, how art thou? Somebody asks me, why am I an exhibitionist? Perhaps it's because I'm lonely. Obviously, I don't have very many. I haven't had a romantic partner in years, and I'm sad and lonely. Marijuana therapy says he's doing. I'm sorry. Marijuana therapy's a lady. Marijuana therapy says she's doing good. Happy to hear that, marijuana therapy. Happy to hear you're doing good. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. I don't have any plans for the day. My day is going to be empty. I'm probably going to take walks around the neighborhood. Maybe I'll get an alcoholic beverage, an adult beverage, and have a beer or hard seltzer stream today. I know my mother would not be happy about that, but there's nothing better to do. No, Poppy hasn't disowned me. He just says he doesn't want to create social media content with me anymore. Neither does my mother, really. The reason. Major of India asks, how am I doing today? I'm doing quite well, Major of India. I'm doing quite well. Well, the official reason Poppy gave for not wanting to create spicy content with me was. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not spicy content. The reason Poppy doesn't want to create the Poppy and the Wildmans with me is because of my spicy content. And, like the OnlyFans and the spicy Twitter. That's the reason he doesn't want to create Poppy and the Wildmans with me anymore. The reason my mother doesn't want to do it is because she just doesn't like doing it. Somebody says, pause for a second. Sure. Somebody says, Poppy's a religious man. Erie says, I like your shirt. I'm glad you really think that way. I don't really like this shirt. I think this shirt is kind of, I'm not seeing anybody today. That's the reason I threw it on. But if you really like it, I appreciate that, Erie. Thank you for liking my shirt. I mean, are you being sincere? Erie says, it's actually blue-green. It's not blue. It's actually greenish blue. It's more green than blue, to be perfectly honest with you. So he says, I don't see the green, not going to lie. We'll get closer. I swear to you, it's green. It's blue-green. Can you see it now? See, it's more green than blue. Oh, we're out of focus here. Let's get it back in focus. All right. Get back in focus. Okay. Okay. I mean, if you think it's blue, that's fine. But I swear to you, it's blue-green. Come on, get back in focus, camera. How do I get this camera in focus? I just wave my arms. I just flail my hands. Come on, get in focus. All right, I guess we'll have a blurry stream here. No, I'm not. I swear to you. Erie says, I only see blue. Are you pulling my leg? No, I swear to you, it's greenish blue. Rusty says, wipe the lens again. I swear it's a greenish blue shirt. TB says, Andrew, I have a question. Yes, what's your question, TB? What's your question? We got Repair Guy in the house. He says, hello, my friend. How art thou, Repair Guy? Somebody says, has your mother's threats ever came true, or are most of them hollow? Good question. I think a lot of my mother's threats are hollow, but I'm afraid to completely stop my psychiatric medication. I don't think she would throw me out and make me homeless and put me on the street, but it would certainly be a nightmare if I completely stopped the 10 milligrams of Abilify. I don't want to test that, you know? I think I would probably wind up in the psychiatric hospital, you know, if I did that. I think she would make true with that threat and put me in the psych ward if I stopped all my medication. Somebody says, your mother is patient only up to a point. I don't think that threat is empty. I think if I stopped my medication, she would put me in the psychiatric hospital. Some of her threats are empty, though. I swear to you, the shirt is green. Believe what you want to, but the shirt is green. Splurge Lord says, weirdly enough, I'm wearing a blue shirt too. Somebody says, you just got to guess the right threats when it comes to your mother. Some of the threats, you know, she obviously, you know, somebody asks, do I still have to take the psychiatric medication in front of Poppy? Yes, I take the medication every night in front of my father. I wanted to switch to every other night and eventually have them trust me to take it, but they refuse to do that. They're forcing me to take the medication every night in front of them, and they've done it for a year. So that's how you know I'm officially taking this medication, because they're watching me take it. They're forcing me to take it. So. Giant Big Lighter says, how could they trust you to take it? You were non-compliant in November 2022 and most of 2023. So, you know, how could they trust you, you know? Somebody says, no, I do. We signal, we video call through Signal. We call through video chat. Somebody says, you know, why don't you keep your father from driving down? You know, he watches me take it through video chat. He doesn't drive down here to watch me take it every night. Somebody says, I wouldn't trust you either, Andrew. I wouldn't trust you either. No, he watches. He makes me talk to him after I, you know, I mean, he watches. He watches and makes sure I take it. You know. Erie says, I would trust Andrew, to be honest. To be perfectly honest with you, if my father didn't watch me take it, I'd probably stop it. That's a bad decision to trust me. I would come off all my medication if my father stopped watching me. I'm not, you know, maybe not. Maybe I'd compliantly take it. Giant Pickle is like, no, never. No, maybe not. Maybe he needs to trust me. You know, somebody said you have to want to take the medication not because your parents are forcing you, but because you want to take it because it's helping you. And realize the Abilify is helping me not be psychotic, Realize I need the medication. No, Poppy watches me take it through video chat, through the internet. We call through Signal. Somebody says, do you prefer being unmedicated so you can blame your parents for everything? The reason I want to come off my medication is the adverse side effects. I think the sexual dysfunction and the fatigue. Off the medications, I'm wide awake and can stay awake for hours. On the medications, especially the Abilify, all I want to do is sleep. The Abilify makes me really tired. The main reason I want to come off the Abilify is because of how tired it's making me, The medication just makes me just want to sleep, all day, So he says, what's the point? You're not going out and getting any ladies anyway. Just take naps and do what you're going to do. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. The medication just makes me so tired. That's why I want to come off of it, because of how fatigued it's making me. Erie says, your sleep schedule is messed up anyway. You get up at 5 a.m. and you go to bed at 8 p.m. It's bizarre. Somebody says, you're tired because you walk around all day in a manic state. That's true. I do a lot of running and walking, especially walking. So that's true. Maybe if I didn't exercise so much, I wouldn't be as fatigued also. That's a fair point. Somebody says, you're burning yourself out with exercise. How many hours do you walk a day? That's a good question. Well, I run for 20 minutes on the treadmill, then I walk for 45 minutes. Then after this live stream, I'm going to go for a 45-minute walk. Then I'm going to come back, make some videos, do some social media content. Then I'm going to go for another 45-minute walk. And maybe if I'm feeling good later, I'll go for another 30-minute walk. So I walk a lot. I do a lot of walking. I take a lot of walks throughout the day. Somebody says, do you walk around in a circle in the living room to avoid people? Actually, that's a funny point. If I see neighbors, in front of their house, I'll cross to the other side of the street so I can avoid them on my walk. I'm very asocial, where I just like to avoid human contact. I don't like seeing people. I get uncomfortable. I don't want to make eye contact and say hello to people. I just want to listen to my music and walk around the neighborhood in peace without engaging with anyone. Somebody says, you might have an eating disorder, Andrew. You like walking. Maybe I have an eating disorder. Maybe I'm walking to stay thin. That's a fair point. I know from 2005 to 2011, I was diagnosed as having an eating disorder because I was skeleton thin and I was, doing exercise kind of, to be really skinny. I'm not exactly skinny right now, but I was definitely diagnosed in 2011 and 2012 as having an eating disorder. So, I kind of chilled out with it and I eat a lot now, but yeah. I don't think right now I have an eating disorder, but I definitely walk a lot. That's for sure. Somebody says, you were kind of chunky in 2011. Well, in 2010, I was really, really skinny. And in 2011, that's when I was hospitalized and put on medications, and they diagnosed me as having an eating disorder. So, the truth is, I started getting fat because I started taking medications. I was chunky in 2018 and 2019. I was on a mega regimen then. The medications really fattened me up. Because the medications make you want to just gluttonously eat, and maybe they slow down the metabolism too. The medications definitely fatten you up, that's for sure. So he says, exercise is good for you. You just got to balance it out with a good diet. So he says, you look good. You look better with more meat on you anyway. So he says, I'm surprised with all the walking and running you don't have a six-pack. Well, I eat a lot of food. That's for sure. I eat a lot of food, as a lot of people have witnessed. I eat a lot. I like eating. So he says he doesn't lift. He doesn't do ab exercise either. So I just do the treadmill and walk. So he says, more plates, more dates. Just keep eating food. Keep eating food. Good point. Ladies like guys with more meat on them. Somebody says, would you ever give up junk food? I could. If I had a girlfriend and she was into healthy eating, I could give up junk food. Rusty says, dad bods are in. It's good to have a dad bod. All right, guys. I think I'm going to actually take a walk now. I'll be back later. I think I'm gonna hit the old dusty trail. I'm looking on Facebook dating for a girlfriend, Bumble, and a number of dating apps. Brandon says, I'm late. Brandon, unfortunately, you joined right when I'm about to hit the dusty trail, or right when I'm about to peace out. Somebody says, take us on the walk, please. I don't yell at the neighbors, Dave. Dave says, please don't yell at the neighbors. I don't yell at the neighbors. I just try to avoid them because I'm asocial. So he says, live stream your walking, Andrew. Maybe, guys, maybe. So he says, we haven't had a good mobile stream in a while. All right, guys, I'm going to peace out here. Thanks for watching. Adios.